Intersection of here and now. Wherever you are, the center of love is there with you. I love the energy in this room. We haven't even started yet and it's already buzzing. How amazing is that?
Wasn't my fault.
Yep. It's maybe too much caffeine, that's why we're buzzing. Looks like we have enough chairs for everybody. That's good. Most excellent.
Speaking about buzzing, tell us the story.
Oh yeah, I raised some money for charity, and the goal was to raise a certain amount of dollars, and then I was going to get a mohawk. So I got a mohawk. There it is, and I have to keep it for a couple weeks for a golf tournament. Oh, thank you. Yeah, again, it was supposed to be like embarrassing and humiliating, and halfway through, one of my colleagues was like, "It doesn't even look bad on you." They were all spiteful about it. Anyway, welcome everyone to the Center of Love. In order to relax into the energy in the room and in order to align ourselves, I encourage you all to get seated, get comfortable, and maybe close your eyes for a moment. And let us welcome the Holy Spirit, God, Gaia, Tao, nature, universe, whatever you call it, Gus, as my beautiful wife calls it. Gus, G-U-S, God, what does it stand for again?
Universe.
Source, right? God, universe, or see, that's not my go-to. That's why I'm not familiar with it. All right, let us welcome that presence into this room, that presence which is always with us, but let us be mindful of its presence here, and let us welcome it. And let us be mindful that certain words, thoughts, and actions open the heart. We all know this. There are things that we do that open our hearts. There are words that we speak that open our hearts. For me, being here with you, sharing in your light, and receiving your gifts of insight and wisdom opens my heart. When the heart is open, love flows freely, dissolving barriers and sweeping fortifications aside like rubble. And when we gather together with open hearts, the love that flows is amplified. Let us open our hearts and relax our minds. Let us breathe and ease into this sacred space, this safe space. Be who you are. Bring yourself as you are. And know that we are here together for each other. Amen. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. I've got some opening words from one of my favorite spiritual teachers, and I think they're quite relevant to us here today. This is a man by the name of Epictetus. He was a slave who became a very famous philosopher and teacher in ancient Rome, and he says, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." Well, my friends, this is exactly what we're doing here, isn't it? Hanging out with the people that uplift us and that bring forth our best. So welcome. If this is your first time, welcome. If you've been here from day one, welcome. Your presence is a present. And if you're new, though, you might be wondering, what is the center of love? What a question. Subtle and mysterious. We cannot say what the center of love is, only what it is like and how it operates. The center of love gathers strength through diversity and connection. It is like a web, a network, or for you crypto nerds out there, a blockchain. A self-regulating community that brings into its orbit people who resonate with its mission and its purpose. And that purpose, quite simply put, is to lead with love and to spread love at every opportunity. We are agents of oneness, called to action, working to unify and serve the human family with love and in love. We're like bridge builders. We're bridging gaps between people. And our bridges are our stories. This I learned yesterday, actually, while chatting with Tara. Yes, our stories are bridges. It's how we cross the divide and come to know one another. So, by sharing our stories and listening deeply to the stories of others, we find that our stories run parallel, yours and mine, and that they are all indeed leading to a common destination. Knowing this, we as a community choose to walk together, to build bridges together, and in so doing, we enlarge our perspectives one story at a time, one piece of the puzzle at a time. And so this is what we're really all about and what we're here for, my friends. We want you to tell us your stories, your origin story, like getting bit by a radioactive spider, your coming of age story, your adventure stories, your love stories, but not just the mushy positive stuff either. We want the real, authentic, full you. So if you have a revenge story to tell, maybe a victim story that you're looking to let go of, or the favorite of all, a success story. We all love to hear about other people's successes. It uplifts us and it inspires us. So whatever kind of story you've got, whatever you're selling, we're buying it. Your brand, your method, your system, and all the life events that help shape it, share it with us. You're safe here. You're supported, even if we disagree. Especially if we disagree. Because remember, we are here as a community of like-hearted people, which means we can have different opinions. The goal here is not to win an argument or prove a point. We all understand that there are many, many paths. We simply agree that they all lead to the same destination. And we also agree that it's better to walk in good company than in isolation. So, that's the Center of Love in a nutshell for all you newbies out there. Welcome. Hope you like what you hear so far. And if this is your first time, you picked a really good one because it's actually our second birthday celebration today. Should we sing a little happy birthday to us? Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday, dear Center of Love. Happy birthday to us. Woo!
Our first birthday in the building.
Yes,
New
first,
location.
yes, yeah, first birthday at Scout House. So very momentous day for us. So there's going to be food and music and dancing later on. So again, you picked a really good one to come to for your first time, if it is your first time. But before that, we're going to listen to some stories. Stories about the Center of Love, its origins, its function, its impact on our members and the world abroad. As the title of our gathering implies, each of us brings a piece of the puzzle to the table. And without that piece, the puzzle is incomplete. It is imperative that we share our pieces so that we can assemble the puzzle together and make a more united and harmonious life for ourselves and our children and their children. My job today is to assemble the edge pieces of the puzzle. My favorite part of puzzling, when you got a 1,000-piece puzzle, you find all the straight edge pieces and you do the ring around it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to provide a frame, and the rest will be up to you, my fine friends, to fill in all the pieces in the middle. And so I have recruited a number of members to come forward and share their testimonies about the Center of Love and how they feel about it. And our first speaker, who I will call forward, is one of the Center's founding members. She doesn't know that she's the first one to talk, so Kressa, sorry about that. She's a remarkable human being, an inspiration, a part of my family, and the best kind of family, the family that you choose. As we all know, that's the pinnacle of family. And so, to start us off, I would welcome Kressa Sisu to come and share some words.
So welcome everybody. I'm so glad you're here today to celebrate our second birthday. I started with Ollie. We started this 2 years ago with, well, more than that. was an idea. This is Ollie's, certainly his baby, and I was kind of doing the pushing of birthing. And I was the chair for the first year. And I've learned a lot about community from Africa. Many of you know I go there quite often, and I've been going for 10 years, 11 years now. And community there is everything. That's how they live, that's how they thrive, that's how they survive. And so when we talked about creating this kind of community, I was really excited because I thought I'd like to have that here at home and not travel, all the way to Africa to go and get the community. So I'm very grateful to this community, and I've created some very close connections here that I'm very grateful for. And I think sharing this kind of community is really important for anybody, especially if you're aging too. I think it's really important to have that kind of community that can support you in no matter what you need. So that's kind of and one of the things at the very beginning, it was probably about a year and a half, so we were only about a half a year old, and I lost my son. And this community really supported me tremendously, and that was very important to me. So thank you for being here, and thank you to the Center of Love for everything that I've received and will continue to receive. Thank you.
Thanks, Mumu. So yeah, I'm gonna sprinkle some words in between as well, just because I know Kressa, one of her favorite human beings is the Dalai Lama, and so I wanted to share some words of his in between testimonies. He says, "If you practice compassion, whether you believe in a religion or not, you will come to realize the value of compassion for your peace of mind. The very atmosphere of our own life becomes happier, which promotes good health and a longer life. By developing a warm heart, we can also transform others. As we become nicer human beings, our neighbors, friends, parents, spouses, and children experience less anger. They will become more warm-hearted, compassionate, and harmonious. You will see the world around you change little by little. Even a small act of compassion grants meaning and purpose to our lives." All right, next up to bat, my friend Arno. We'll definitely have to adjust the microphone.
Well, I was not founder here, but I was one of the early members definitely 2 years ago. And I must say that before this center, I've been trying to search deeper meaning in life and more personal experiences of life which are more satisfying at not only the logical and work level, but really on the human level. We tried all kinds of formal courses, center of self-awareness, center of positive living. We started with actually, where I met Linda, even context training. There was what is that? It was a multiple level course. And then I done HUNA, NLP, and all kinds of other things, just in search of what I find here, but I haven't been finding before. And it looks to me that one of the key things that has been missing in my life, despite of all these searches, has been the kind of human connection. It is that there's a curriculum. You had to do this, and then you learn, and then you should be graduating, and you're fine. They never felt like that. But here it feels like there's no graduation, but I'm fine. And the reason why I believe this center has been one of the bigger changes of me as a human being, not just what I do, but as a human, who I actually am, and how I relate to people, or people relate to me, hopefully too. And there's no kind of curriculum here. This is a place to connect with people and talk about everybody and everything that is really more important in life than any school or any official religion, any other formal system. So I like to take couple of small examples here at the center that were major to me. The most major event that I have had in my life was in how to connect with people. That happened in one of these events. Ivory raised a big circle where everybody went in circles and touched everybody's hands and looked in the eyes and said, I am. And there were every age available, from youngest children who are here now too, to every age. And I could not believe the human connection that created. That was something that I still mind-boggled about it. But it couldn't have happened really any other way, I can see that. And I said, I think in the last meeting, I said that one of my difficulties has been this human connection itself. And this is the place where the human connection is open. People talk about whatever happens to be important. There's no forced agenda to that. But that feels so genuine and so right. So I'm very thankful for this center. Thank you.
Thank you for those beautiful words, Arno. And I feel like every time we gather, Arno says, I've never thought of that before. I'm gonna have to think about that. And it's like every second Sunday, there's lots of homework. No graduation, but lots of homework, right? Such is life. Hakuin Ekaku was one of the most influential figures in Japanese Zen Buddhism, and he regarded working for the benefit of others as the ultimate concern of Zen training. Hakuin says, if you forget yourself, you become the universe. So never forget who we really are, my friends. We are the universe. We are nature's mind, magnified and multiplied. Ooh. We are beings of immense creative power. And on that note, I would like to call Linda to come and share some of her truth with us.
Good morning. As you know, this isn't something I do normally. It's very stressful for me. But I decided I'm going to do it anyway. I'm challenging myself. When I first came to the center, I was like Arno. We had gone to all sorts of courses and other spiritual centers, and I've always done my own personal reading and journaling, but I was at a place. I'm an artist, as many of you know. And I was at a place where it was during COVID, and I was rejected from a gallery that I had, a co-op gallery that I had belonged to, and they didn't ask me to leave, but they made it so that I couldn't stay because I wasn't willing to get everyone's vaccination passport when they came to the doors of the gallery. I wasn't willing to do that, and I wasn't willing to get vaccinated. So, I was at this place when I came to the center feeling very vulnerable and kind of spiritually bankrupt. I felt like betrayed and just lost and confused. What do I do? How can I fit in anywhere, in my life at that time? I couldn't find a place. I started to search out other artists that felt the same way as me, and we started meeting privately and not advertising it secretly. We had to do it secretly because we would have been shut down. We're not allowed to do that. So that's the point where I came to the center here. Kressa invited us to come to Oli and Candace's, and we showed up there, not really knowing how it was going to go or if we'd be even accepted. But that's what my first feelings were, that like these people are willing to accept me, you know, no matter what, how I feel or, you know, what I'm going through. I can express anything I want. Nobody's going to be judging me or, you know, trying to make sure I can't do something. I feel very, that's my notes here, listened to and valued. Those are things that are really important. I don't feel as if I'm accepted if I'm not listened to. So anyway, I feel I have the freedom here to just grow and grow to my truest, most authentic self. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Linda. That was wonderful. Couldn't tell that you don't do it regularly, by the way. It seemed like a natural to me, so now you're going to have to do a talk soon. No pressure. Our good friend Sherry was going to be here, but I don't see her, so I will move on to the next contestant on this list. But before I do, Meister Eckhart was a German Catholic theologian, philosopher, and mystic born near Goethe in the Holy Roman Empire around 1300s, something like that. And he had the following to say: "There exists only the present instant, a now which always and without end is itself new. There is no yesterday nor any tomorrow, but only now, as it was 1,000 years ago and as it will be 1,000 years hence." So wherever the center of love is and wherever love flows, you can bet your bottom dollar it takes place here and now. All right, another one of our OG members from the very beginning, from the early discussions even we had in our living room about the community before our first gathering, Tracey. Would you like to come up and share some words?
Sure.
All right.
Pickle, skiing, and flowers. Thank you. Good words, yes. I felt so honored when I got invited to be a part of this discussion because I didn't realize there were so many other people that had such a deep interest in the philosophy of life and diverse opinions. And it was so exciting to me, and I've enjoyed being a part of this group so much, I can't even say. It's been said there is only love and not love. And in exploring here everyone's wisdom and learning and the openness to share, it's become apparent that when we listen to others and we learn, we become more of who we are meant to be, and that is love. So I don't have a lot of words today to say, just it's my deepest wish that everyone finds a new baseline in love. As it said, the frequency of love and above is where we want to be. And Socrates said, learning is remembering. So every time I learn from each one of you, I'm remembering more of who I am and loving all of you because I'm learning to love myself in the process. So welcome everyone who's just joined us, who's yet to come. May you all find love and above.
And we're very blessed to have people like you, Tracey, who help to raise that frequency, that love frequency. And so that's the beauty of this community, is that if you're low, you come and we'll pick you up. And if you're high, well, if someone else is low, you can pick them up there, right? So we're always helping each other up. And yeah, beautifully said, Tracey. Thank you. Mansour Halaj, a Sufi mystic, says, "I am he whom I love, and he whom I love is I. We are two spirits dwelling in one body. If you see me, you see him. And if you see him, you see us both." And then, of course, our good friend Yeshua in Matthew 19:5. And the two shall become one flesh. This is the work that we're engaged in, metaphorically speaking, of course, is to unite and to come together into a larger and larger whole until all of humanity is part of it. Well, last and certainly not least is our fearless leader, our team captain, our chairperson, Dr. Dre, not an actual doctor. Do not ask him for medical advice. Through countless courses, workshops, and seminars, Dre has cultivated a refined understanding of many modalities in the spiritual and self-development spheres, and he is now synthesizing all of this data and practice to help others achieve freedom. So Dre, come tell us about your experiences with the center.
Thank you. Now that's a nice high pedestal to fall off of. Thank you, Ollie. That was great. Yeah, I love the center of love. I love that it represents the love that is within us, that is within me, right here. 2.5 years ago, Kressa and Ollie invited me to be a founding member. I thought about it for about 2.5 seconds and came back with a resounding yes. Yes. This is the second spiritual center that I've co-founded. The original one was the Center for Inspired Living, and it ran for 11.5 years. And I was there for the whole time. And now that closed down in 2020, and the opportunity to be here with this new center became obvious that this is the direction to go, because I was missing community at that time. It was nice to have a break. I had a 2-year break. I kind of needed that. And what the center means to me, Center of Love, what that means to me, it's a place for me to connect with you, my like-hearted community. You know, I feel like I belong here, which is not something that I've experienced in a lot of my life, not feeling like I belong. It's a place for me to explore myself and to grow and learn some new things, and sometimes revisit some of the things that I thought I used to know that I now forgotten and now get to remember. Yeah, that's why my cheat sheets here, because memory is fun. That's all I'm going to say about that. See, because our words are powerful. I don't want to be affirming anything I don't want. Right? It's a place to hone my speaking skills, and a place for me to speak my truth from the heart as opposed to the mind. And to be silly and to bring humor to spirituality and growth. And yeah, I'm the chair here. So that practically makes me furniture. Why do I do it? Because it stretches me. I get to grow. I get to step into leadership. I get to step into, do I really know what I think I know? And get to practice it and live it. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the center's going to grow from here. And I have no doubt that we are all going to have a hand in that, in how it grows and the direction it takes. Yeah, I'm grateful for the Center of Love. But most of all, I'm grateful for all of you, because you are the love that makes this center what it is. And I thank you for being here. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Dre. That was beautiful as always. And if you don't know Dre, get used to those puns and those witty jokes that he likes to drop in there. And watch for Ben's reaction. You'll know if it's a good one. When he gets Ben reacting, that's when you know he's got a good zinger there. So he is a doctor of comedy, I think. I feel like maybe you got something there.
Maybe metaphysics.
There we go. Okay. And on that note, last little sprinkling of words from me here, from my good friend Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, one of my first teachers on this path when I had my cubicle epiphany and I thought I was going schizophrenic or having a nervous breakdown or mental break of some kind, he was the first book that I fell upon, and he really helped to give me a sense of what was happening and the fact that it was normal and that it was natural. So he says, the cosmic mind is as much a part of us as it is of the universe. And all the power and knowledge in the universe are accessible to the person who lives in perfect harmony with nature. All right, my friends. Well, that was beautiful. Thank you for providing pieces of the puzzle.